Hello everyone, welcome to Eternal Brews. My name is Pojo, and today we are playing around with Colony Matron, perhaps to no one's surprise. So we are playing with a Xenan mid-range list. This was a list designed by Sir Rhino and Lights Out Ace. I've been looking for something to fill a particular slot in the 2-drop section, which is normally occupied by Blister Sting Wasp, a card that I think is quite favorable in the list, but I haven't really been liking against sort of this weird Chalice, Eye of Winter, Slow Control block that I seem to have hit. So what I've done is I've put in a couple more slow cards, specifically Colony Matron, in that slot instead, and I'm going to try to outlast those decks with a couple of extra value cards to push that damage across using Xenan Obelisks. So to explain the basic deck plan around this, the basic idea behind this deck, we are operating off of certain synergies using Xenan Obelisk and Xenan Initiation. And the primary one is that we have Auric Interrogator. Auric Interrogator is a 4/3 that, of course, if it has +1 strength or 5 strength or more, it deals 1 damage to you at the end of every turn, and you draw a card. This is a really good card engine when laid down into a board with a Xenan Obelisk on it. It's also a pretty good card engine when you give it a Xenan Initiation, kill a 2/2, or Dark Return it back from the Void with a +1/+1 bonus. In all of those instances, you always draw an extra card, which means that you run out of threats a lot slower, and that's really important for a mid-range type list where you're trying to basically outvalue your opponent while also pushing in for damage on a very frequent basis. Basically, the idea here is that we are trying to play a certain density of threats. And the idea is that the first person to run out of threats, or the first person to run out of answers for threats, is going to lose the game because we push enough damage that it is very possible to kill your opponent with any one card. So to that end, we use Auric Interrogator. We have Ayan the Abductor to gain life and deal with sort of the lifesteal crowd. We have Argenport Instigator to push some early damage and make those mid-range units count a little bit more. We have Sandstorm Titan, the standard big and tall, extremely fun fellow, and we have Umbren Reaper, who pushes a little bit of damage and also gains you some life. And all of that really adds up to a lot of pressure and a lot of sort of really scary threats that is one of the things that Xenan is really, really good at. So we are playing with this deck and we're having a lot of fun with it. In addition, we are using Colony Matron because, of course, we have access to Xenan Obelisk, and Xenan Obelisk is designed to make threats like Colony Matron a lot scarier. The deck's removal package consists of 4 Vara's Favors, which are necessary fixing that also sets up for Umbren Reaper, the only 3 influence card in the deck. We also have some cards like the Madness. I'm using these in place of what is normally Death Strike, but I found that we're seeing a lot of mid-range, so this is something that I'm finding to be pretty useful against a lot of decks, so I'm liking it better than Death Strike in many situations. You can also use this card with Xenan Initiation to pick up some interesting killer plays and do a little bit more. This card, if you don't like it, do replace it with Death Strike. It is definitely a harder card to play with, and I think it involves a lot more skill testing, and sometimes is, of course, a worse card, but I have found it to be better for me in the matches that I have been playing at my current rank. So yeah, it's been pretty solid here, and I think that it's been pretty cool in terms of just making sure that we have the extra bit of damage push. Hopefully we'll see some games where it shows its value. Beyond that, there are some cool tricks here. Dawnwalker with Xenan Initiation is something that recurs to give you consistent removal, and with the Obelisk, you can also make cards like Interrogator and Dawnwalker trigger other Dawnwalkers, which is really important. Fully activated Obelisks will also allow Ayan and Instigator to trigger. Basically, there is no card in the deck that won't trigger on 8 to bring a Dawnwalker back. So Dawnwalker is a pretty consistent value engine in these types of decks. The Vara's Choice I found to be very useful for dealing with particularly threatening cards or for getting rid of threats out of your opponent's hand that you really don't want to deal with. I've been seeing a lot of Shadowlands Feaster, weirdly enough. I've been seeing, of course, there's plenty of Heart of the Vaults, there's plenty of Tavrods. Those cards are pretty hard to deal with, so getting something to actually throw those out of your opponent's hand is really useful. And this card can also be used aggressively, which is good because we have a lot of aggressive units that really like it when our opponent has to take a turn off to replay a unit that is silenced and not as good anymore. So yeah, we really do like this deck a lot, and gonna go ahead and play some games with it, and I hope you guys like it. See you guys in a few. Alright, here we are. We have Argenport, Instigator, Auric Interrogator, and Sandstorm Titan all in a row. I think I like this hand quite a bit. We're gonna go ahead and keep it. In this situation, I would probably play Amber Monument on turn 1, because I'm going to need double time for Sandstorm Titan, and I'm going to need double Shadow for Auric Interrogator, so we're going to try and set that up as much as possible. I do play... Ooh, this is actually an interesting question, whether I should play for Interrogator or Titan first. I think that it's probably better to play for Titan first, just because Interrogator is so much better in the late game with the Obelisks. So we'll go ahead and play the Instigator here.
All it takes.
And Diplomatic Seal can be either Shadow or Time, depending on what I need. If I draw a Time, I feel pretty happy. If I draw a Shadow, I'd still feel pretty happy. I just go Diplomatic Seal for Time. Okay, Torch there. Not too big a deal. Yeah, let's go ahead and try and push a little bit with Auric Interrogator. I have this Dark Return in hand. I have this Xenan Initiation here. If I can get either of those things down against an aggro deck, I think that feels really good. And this could be Armory as well. We're seeing a lot of Armory lately. Okay, another Torch. That means I get a card draw off of Dark Return, so I feel pretty happy about that result. Vara's Favor... yeah, I do need to Vara's Favor here because I can't Dark Return Auric Interrogator in the same turn, so we're just going to hold out. Now, I can either play Sandstorm Titan or I can wait and get the Auric Interrogator. I think I feel pretty comfy with Sandstorm Titan here. Oh, but I don't actually have the time, so let's go ahead and go with the Dark Return Interrogator. That's a 5/4 in front of his weapon, and also we get a card draw, so life's looking pretty good there. Got 2 Colony Matrons in hand. I'm liking these cards against what this deck is trying to do. Crimson Firemaw. Alright, so Interrogator plus Xenan Initiation gets rid of that. And then I can clear the sword without any issues. So that feels pretty comfy. I am, however, looking for more time, and we found a Diplomatic Seal, which is a little bit rough. Hitarg Nefiri. I'm considering cutting the Diplomatic Seals, or going down to 2 at least, just because we want to get double time so often, and also triple Shadow, both of which are fairly important. So let's try Colony Matron out here. I don't think we block the Crimson Firemaw, but we could. I could just attack for 5 here, and like be okay with him like blocking. But I'm getting a card draw every turn, so I think I feel more comfy stealing the Crimson Firemaw later and having a little bit of fun right now. We'll see how much his discounts matter for him.
Halt!
Whoa! He actually took the Colony Matron over my Auric Interrogator, so good value there. I actually got the card draw and everything, so I feel pretty comfy with that. Let's play another Colony Matron, see if he gets another cool silence out. Found the Banish, that's a good card for me. I really want to play Ayan at some point soon. I'm pretty happy with my current blocks, so that feels nice. Let's go ahead and just block the 4/4. And I can banish the 5/4, which is very, very good for me as well. Are we going to see some sort of harsh roll here? This deck is kind of slow, so it could actually harsh roll if it needs to.
Rakano's weapons unmatched.
Nope, if it's got Champion of Glory, it probably doesn't have harsh roll.
Who says you can't play with fire?
Ooh, that I don't like, though. There's the possibility of Obliterate in this deck. So we're going to Xenan Banner here. And I think I like Dawnwalker. But I don't like going down so low. This is a problem. Alright, well, we'll hold on to our Banish. Drew a Shadow Sigil, that's nice. This is going to be a little bit tricky. Ooh, that's a scary one. Okay, we're going to banish that. This block seems pretty easy, but do we want to back it up with anything? Like if we went for... If he goes for like a Finest Hour, I guess I just block with everything? No, I need to block here at least. I could gain 1 life off of the Vampire Bat, but I can actually do that by attacking, so I'm probably okay with that. So we'll block here as well, just in case there's a Finest Hour, and that way we don't get blown out. It was a free Deep Forge plate for him, so that's a little bit rough, but looks like he wasn't prepared for the blocks, so Champion of Glory doesn't do it. Okay, Piercing Shot is a little bit ugly, especially since it puts me down to Torch range. And Rise to the Challenge, I'm not sure what Rise to the Challenge gets him. I suspect some very good weapons, amongst other things. Alright. So we need our Vampire Bat, I think. Or do we? He plays... Okay, we play Sandstorm Penguin here. I attack with these units, and probably also the Vampire Bat, although I'm a little worried he's got an Auric Runehammer, and then, yeah, I think I want the Vampire Bat as a blocker. If he Auric Runehammers, I can Ayan the Abductor. But I can't Ayan the Abductor the 4/4. It's a question of whether I want to gain 1 life, or wait a turn to gain 1 life. I think I have to wait the turn. This does put me at 1, so that's a little scary. Hopefully this isn't like a Stone Scar Maul. But most likely it is a Starsteel Daisho or an Auric Runehammer, both of which I think we are adequately prepared for. Okay.
You will feed the darkness.
I am the Abductor there, followed by a Madness. The card in his hand is whatever he drew off Rise to the Challenge, so it's definitely not anything important. I think we just win. Ooh, close one. But we got it. Alright, here we are up against Rebel. I've got a Seat of Mystery, a Shadow Sigil, a Vara's Favor, an Instigator, and some Madness. Yeah, this looks pretty solid. We're going to go ahead and keep this. So we are looking pretty good for Instigator. I think we'll be pretty happy with this result. Let's go ahead and say Diplomatic Seal gets us double time. I can wait on that for 1 turn though. But I have double time and triple shadow, so that's definitely what we want to do. Double time, then triple shadow. Ah, there's another double time.
A single shot.
Instigator works fine here though. We're quite happy with that. Okay. So Rebel, what are we up to? We got Justice Sigil there. Play a Xenan Banner. Attack for 3. This looks like, I mean, 3 colors have got to be like Hero of the People shenanigans. I'm going to Vara's Choice.
I've searched the Shadowlands.
Valkyrie Enforcer and Throne Warden are both pretty scary cards. I think Throne Warden makes the most sense to ditch, because he's likely to play the Valkyrie Enforcer early if he doesn't have anything else to do. And Throne Warden's such a big life gain. Okay, Umbren Reaper, the card that I would really like him to play the Valkyrie Enforcer down for. But if he doesn't, I at least get a 5/1 out of it. I don't know. Should we play the Umbren Reaper? That's a good question. Enforcer does shut down a lot of cards that I really would prefer not be shut down, but I don't know if he's actually going to be going for it. He can't afford to continue to take hits from Instigator, that's for sure.
Winds protect me.
Okay. We'll Vara's Favor his face here to get rid of that little bit of extra stuff.
Shields.
Although I guess I could also pop it with the Instigator's ability. Doesn't make sense to play Umbren Reaper into a island, so we'll be pretty happy with that result. So this appears to be protecting Staff of Stories would be my best guess. I can't really be sure what he's trying to play, but Justice-based weapons seems like a fairly likely possibility, and of those, the best ones are Sword of the Sky King and Staff of Stories in this deck. He could also be playing Last Word or some other type of weird shenanigans, which will take him a while to get up to. The only card that I'm immediately worried about is Staff of Stories. Okay. Umbren Reaper is 5 damage to his face, which I do want to actually pay attention to. But yeah, we're in a bit of a problem area here with Eye of Winter. Other Wisdom. I should hold the Umbren Reaper until the appropriate time. Okay. Seems like a reasonable Annihilate to me. Gets me 3 extra damage. I want to see his Staff of Stories so I can play Umbren Reaper. Okay, we got a Dawnwalker here. Go ahead and end my turn. Seems like the good plan. Vara's Favor nixes the Throne Warden's Aegis, which could be beneficial to me, depending. I think I'll block. That seems reasonable.
Winds protect me.
Okay, there is a Vara's an Islands, which actually could lead into a staff.
Here is what was.
Oh, he actually had the Steward. That's very unfortunate.
Touch.
Alright, so we'll Vara's Favor here, and then I'm going to set up the Xenan Obelisk and attack for 5. That'll get the Steward out. The problem is that I don't have a Staff of Stories answer after this. But he does have to get rid of the Steward if he wants to keep his armor, so that will at least give me some protection against protection for Umbren Reaper, which is something I sorely need at this point. Alright, we're running low on cards to deal with Staff of Stories, and Staff of Stories is going to be an 8 health unit. There it is. Okay, so I can play Umbren Reaper, but it'll get stunned, and it might get silenced. I would prefer to play it when I have some sort of access to, like, Annihilate or some sort of trick. Life just gets really tricky here for the moment. Most of the units he's going to be playing are going to be very resilient. He's got a lot of card draw available at the moment. I'm not a happy camper. Dark Return. That's not bad. I guess we'll go for Umbren Reaper here.
The shadow.
End my turn. At least forcing the Valkyrie Enforcer out would be a pretty good deal.
This ends now.
Okay, he takes the 5. That's good. So Sandstorm Titan seems like a pretty good play. So does Umbren Reaper again. Let's go with... I think Dark Return Umbren Reaper doesn't seem bad. Oh, I can just go... Ah, man, Titan's a really good card too here. Gonna go Umbren Reaper though, because we want to see him force out like another Silence. And if he gets that, then we can Madness and finally kill his staff, and that'll really help us out. There's Valkyrie Enforcer. Followed by a stun. But Valkyrie Enforcer is something I can Madness, and therefore get a handle on this board. That's the end of the staff. And Horned Vorlunk can help us push a little bit, although he's going to be really throwing a lot of stuff out here. Glad to see the Vanquish. That was the reason to play Vorlunk instead of Sandstorm Titan. From here we Titan, and we hope that that's enough. It's possible that that'll force another Harsh Rule. Ooh, got an Ayan. That's actually really, really good here, because it means that I can resurrect after a Harsh Rule, which is the most likely scenario here. Okay, he's got Slay. That's a bummer. No blocks here. We'll drop in an Ayan.
You will feed the darkness.
go ahead and create something huge.
Welcome to the fold.
Let's say a giant Reinarch. Attack for 5, get that damage in. And we're still pushing a decent amount. I don't have infinite hourglass, so I'm vulnerable to harsh rule still, but harsh rule isn't going to be the absolute end of the world for me. The main problem here now is these double Eye of Winters.
This ends now.
Okay, so Obelisk here.
A single shot is all it takes.
Now I've got 7/7 Instigators, which he needs to spend power dealing with. Madness is my best tool.
This
That's a very early harsh rule for someone who's still got Eye of Winter available. Titan is not stunnable, so we're super happy to see that out. Every Titan is going to be the best card here. If we don't see Vanquish or Slay... Oh, that's not going to do it. Had to throw his entire thing at that just so he could Lightning Storm. Awesome. Okay, so now he's actually running really low on removal. I have Banish for the Eye of Winter, which is pretty cool. I can also use that. I can't use that on the staff. Oh, that's fine. We'll just hit an eye. Colony Matron is great here. It's a good card that actually outlasts Harsh Rule and has to be silenced, so I think we're in fairly good shape here. Yep, he gets to stun, but I get bats. So Xenan Banner here. This is getting a little batty up in here. Stunning that. Permafrosting Colony Matron. So he gets another turn or two. Ah, the Madness. I don't get to use that. We'll just have to throw it. That would have been the card that I wanted to draw at the appropriate time, but didn't quite get it. Diplomatic Seal. He doesn't have it. All right. Swing for 5. Ayan has to come in without the ambush, unfortunately, because of Zindil's gift, but I think we're... Yep, there we go. Victorious. Yeah, we do okay against the stall decks because we have a reasonable amount of late game value that just continues to last, so if you can outlast the silences, that works out pretty well. Alright, we're up against Blaze. I've got Shadow Time, Madness, Xenan Obelisk, and Auric Interrogator. I'm going to redraw here and see what I can find. Alright, this is a little bit better. Vara's Favor gets me double Shadow for Ayan the Abductor, who then plays into a Xenan Obelisk on 4 if I find the 4th power. And of course we could always answer turn 1 Oni Ronin. Ah, Grenin Drone. I'm seeing a lot of these in the lower gold levels. Go ahead and just kill one of those. And yeah, we'll play Ayan the Abductor next. Fire Sigil there. Forge Wolf. Forge Wolf. The worst card. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and end our turn, and we will throw Ayan into the fray. Probably kill one of these Forge Wolves. It's possible there's some sort of spark trigger thing that he really wants to do, but even then there are better ways to do it. We'll block a Forge Wolf. And get all that health back that the Forge Wolf lost us. Ah, Piercing Shot follow-up. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so Obelisk makes the most sense here, even though Interrogator is going to be dealing us some damage. I'm not too worried about the push since the deck has Forge Wolves in it.
Light the night with flame.
Rebel Illuminator is a little bit scarier. We probably are okay with just killing it, but yeah, it's a tough card to deal with. I think I block the Illuminator here and then Dark Return Interrogator after he torches. That's really not a bad trade for me. He spends a lot of time and effort getting rid of the Interrogator, and I don't lose any card advantage. So that works out very well. We could also Xenan Initiation. But I think blocking damage is very important here. Oh, interesting. Well, now we have some other options. Yeah, I'm most excited by attacking for 5 here. See if I get some blocks. Absolutely none. So we're going to Dark Return Ayan the Abductor. That'll give us a couple of cool options here, and later on I can use Madness Annihilate on the Illuminator or the Ticking Retinant to score some extra points. Ayan gains me 5 in any situation where there's an attack, and continues to gain me life against other things as well. So, yeah, we'll just gain 5 life against, say, a Forge Wolf.
Feed the darkness.
That way I don't get piercing shotted, I don't get torched. Like, there's no world in which that's really bad for me. Okay, Interrogator deals damage to me, which I don't love. Let's go ahead and Madness this. Can I Xenan Initiation it against anything? I cannot. But I can Madness it and then Annihilate it at end of turn, so that seems right. Swing with all of this. Get ourselves a bunch of damage and some life gain. Sure. Score a free torch for my Annihilate. Yeah, not a great value play, but it definitely beats just taking the 3 damage from the torch. And I'm currently pushing so much damage on him that I don't think he's really going to be able to stop me. Yeah, that'll be game. Cool. Alright, we're up against MJ Draper. I've got Xenan Banners, Annihilates. I think we'll just redraw here. Xenan Banner, Seat of Mystery. I have Xenan Initiation as well. Yeah, life is looking okay here. Go ahead and play the banner. And see what we can do. This is all pretty slow up until the point where we actually manage to play Obelisk, and then after that all of our cards get to be very, very good. So not having any units here definitely hurts, but we'll probably be able to fix for it. Okay, so I'm already at all of my necessary influence. I just need to draw gas. Any type of gas in the next couple of turns is going to be really helpful. And it looks like we're up against an Elysian mid-range deck, so it's okay that we're playing kind of slow. So there's our Obelisk, and now we just need a 5-drop, or a 4-drop, or any kind of drop, really. A Dawnwalker would be really useful here. I said a Dawnwalker would be really useful here. Alright. I must learn to trust in my grandpa's deck and put my faith in the heart of the cards. This card is useless! Alright, we'll end our turn. Just hanging on. Just trying to get whatever we can get done. Dawnwalker, cool. I would like a Madness now. That would be the best card, I think. Auric Interrogator. I can live with that.
My favorite part.
We're gonna Xenan Initiation too. And I'm gonna kill this 3/2. And the reason we're doing that is because if he kills the Auric Interrogator with something, I get the Dark Return value, so that'll be very helpful. I'm taking a lot of damage here, though. Permafrost. Alright, Permafrost is definitely not what we wanted to deal with. I don't think I have a response to Obelisk Yetis. Chalice would be okay.
You cannot put out the light.
Honorable fight. Alright, so this is not a bad opener as far as things go against Wolf. I am going to be playing the Argenport Instigator, and then we will see what we can do. I get Vara's Favor, so I'm able to generate 3 Shadow, or double time in the case of what I'm trying to do here. Actually, I'm going to go for the time off the Diplomatic Seal.
A single shot.
That allows me
is
to
all
set
it
up
takes.
2 time and 3 Shadow. That's everything that I want. Wolf has some Praxis colors, so we could see some mid-rangey stuff. Could see a lot of interesting things. Kind of a late initiative Sands, which would suggest that he's trying to play out Sandstorm Titan on the next turn.
Touch of shadow.
I'm going to go ahead and attack for 3. And getting rid of that with Vara's favor should slow him down substantially. We might see Dawnwalkers, though. We could see some other fairly scary things.
You cannot put out the light.
Alright, Dawnwalker's not my favorite card to see here. We'll go ahead and play one of my own.
Put out the light.
And I don't think I attack here because the chance of a Sandstorm Titan on 4 still pretty high. Oh, he's got his own Obelisk. That's pretty cool. Okay, so pretty easy to attack for 4 here. Not a big deal at all. And then I think I either play Umbren Reaper or Titan, and I think Titan makes the most sense. So now I've got the ability to block the 5/2 Dawnwalker, and I'm pushing with my own Dawnwalkers, so life looks pretty good there.
Fire!
Obliterate, that card hurts, but it only hurts the Sandstorm Titan, so I'm not in any particular danger. Plus I get to crack back for 7, so that feels very comfy to me. In fact, if I want to, Xenan Initiation on the Dawnwalker is pretty good. I think I'd feel very comfy with that. Swing for 3 here. And then Umbren Reaper will bring back the Dawnwalker next turn. And also put him in a very bad position against the life gain that I've got. Although Purify is always an answer. Flamestoker is not an answer. It's kind of an interesting card, though. Go ahead and start my turn. I will play Umbren Reaper, get back my Dawnwalker,
You cannot put out
and I'll be perfectly happy to take 6 next turn. That's not going to be a big deal. That does bring his Dawnwalker back, of course, but we're pretty well, covered on that point. Now, I have the ability to banish his Obelisk, but at this point I'm more likely to use the banish for tempo, especially against, of course, the Sandstorm Titan. I cannot banish my own Umbren Reaper. It's one of the weaknesses of banish that is kind of lesser explored. Well, it's an enemy unit, but also it's a unit that costs 5 or more, so... Oh, he actually has his own Xenan Initiation, which does make this a little bit trickier. However, I have a Xenan Initiation, so I should be fine. I just win by killing his 5/2, so we're all good. And yeah, that's a pretty good demonstration of the deck. Did okay. We got ourselves back up to gold 1 with it. And, fun little grind. The colony matrons were actually okay. I was pretty impressed with them. I think I'd probably be willing to increase the curve to play some of them. They seemed reasonable here, so not bad at all. That's it for today. For our last list, we have a little bit of a control shell archetype. I've been playing with a lot of Xenan Control lists involving Mask of Torment and life gain abilities, as well as Beckoning Lumen, and it's been a real lot of fun, so I thought I'd include the Auric Interrogator Xenan Initiation card draw engine with Xenan Obelisk, and we'd switch it into sort of a mid-range, kind of slower level of fun. So see if this deck works. It could be a lot of fun to play around with. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back with more videos pretty soon. I've got a lot of stuff planned. I'm hoping to get some cool stuff recorded for you. And I will see you next time. Have a really, really good night.